Grab you a milkshake and a hamburger. We're talking Riverdale. This is a review for Riverdale, Chapter 33, Shadow of a Doubt. So I thought that this episode was another one of those there to be there episodes and only exists to move the plot along in a season-wide story arch. But to be honest, I thought they did a good job with this episode in doing that. So we had three basic storylines. One involving Veronica, which I thought sucked, and I'm not going to get into because that's how terrible it was. Two, Fang's Fogarty is set up for the murder of Midge, and that involves Archie and Jughead. And you could kind of say they had their own stories in that, but we'll just make it one. And of course, Betty trying to find out if Hal is the Black Hood killer. Her father, is he the Black Hood? Like I said, we'll just skip right over the Veronica storyline. It was not interesting. It bored me to tears. Only little tidbit of interest that came up is that Papa Poltine has a son, and he's gunning for Archie because he thinks Archie killed his dad. So that might lead to a more interesting story down the line. Finally find out who killed Papa Poltine, because I know that's on everyone's mind. Or not. Because this is Riverdale, and they have a habit of having storylines that go nowhere. And so far, that is how it seems like they're going with this one. Anyway, skipping over Veronica, we go to Fang's Fogarty. So, in the Carrie episode, the musical one, we saw just before Midge got killed, Fangs was in her dressing room. They were doing nothing. Well, it turns out that Fangs was screwing Midge on the side. We find this out that one of the serpents was screwing Midge because Moose knew about it. That's why he was pissed in that episode. Although why he's pissed is anyone's guess, because it's not like he really had feelings for Midge. We know this. But anyway, he says, I didn't want to look like the jealous boyfriend. And I'm just like, Kevin, can you just jump in right here, right now? But, this pisses off everyone else, and the Bulldogs, or should I say the Dark Circle, because Archie's bringing that back, because Hiram suggests to do it. He says, hey, you know how the Black Hood killer's back? Why don't you get your vigilante gang up and running again? Hiram was actually playing Archie, and we'll get into that. But anyway, like I said, so Moose tells everyone that that Midge was screwing the serpent, so this pisses them all off, especially my man Reggie, who's about ready to go bust some heads, so they break up a meeting of the serpents as they're talking about how the ghoulies are coming back. That might be interesting. Anyway, we do find out that Fangs was indeed schlepping Midge on the side before she got killed, and he thinks it makes him look guilty. He tries to get Jughead to get the videotape back from the new sheriff, because we have a new sheriff, and we'll talk about him just a little bit later. Anyway, this doesn't work out for Fangs, and Hiram tries to get the serpents, saying, hey, this guy probably killed that girl. So that pisses, not the serpents, the Dark Circle. He's playing Reggie, getting them to vandalize the South Side, start a little gang war, make Fred look bad because Archie's the one who started that vigilante gang to begin with. A bit convoluted. Also, I really don't understand why Hiram is suddenly turning on Archie. Although I don't understand why Archie's still working for Hiram either. That's a storyline I wish they would kill off. Archie being Hiram's lapdog has been this season's I want to concentrate on my music, element of this season. So like I said, everyone thinks Fangs killed Midge. Even after the Black Hood shows up to take a few shots at Fred and Hermione at the big mayor debates, they still think he killed it, so half the town wants his blood, the other side of the town wants to protect him. And, FP and Jughead are getting the serpents to help get Fang out of the jail, because he was taken in because they found a weapon on him when they wanted to ask him questions about Midge. But they didn't have enough evidence to hold him, so he's going to be released into a lynch mob. So, Jughead, they get the serpents together and they bring back Joaquin, Kevin's boyfriend, for some reason. And they lead Fangs out. Meanwhile, Reggie, he's gunning for Fangs. Literally, he's got a gun in his jacket because Hiram talked him into it. And he's about to shoot Fangs in the back. Archie, knocks him to the ground, but we hear a shot anyway, and Fang takes a bullet, and of course this pisses off the serpents, and it looks like they're about ready to riot right then and there. So yeah, that was interesting. I think this is going to lead up to a big sort of brawl between the serpents and the dark circle, and the town's going to turn against itself for about a few minutes into the next episode, because we know the ghoulies are coming back. So I think they're going to have to unite the Dark Circle and the Serpents to take down the Ghoulies. But it looks like they'll make for an interesting episode. That's really all. That's where that story went. Fangs may have been killed off, may have not been. If you don't know who Fangs is, once again, no surprise there. The biggest story, of course, is the Black Hood. Betty thinks her father did it, so she starts investigating him with the help of Cheryl, her cousin. Because they're calling themselves their cousins now, third cousins. But, Cheryl all of a sudden is calling Betty her cousin. And Betty's like, I think my father may have done it. And Cheryl said flipping out because she wants the Black Hood's blood because, Midge was one of the Riverdale vixens. And, Cheryl was trying to put together her vigilante gang of, the cheerleaders. Cheryl understands, my father was a killer too, killed my brother. Let's just work this out. So she helps her investigate Hal, gives her a few suggestions. Betty kind of questions Hal. How you been, Dad? What's going on? They end up breaking into this apartment he was renting when he was away from the family. When him and Alice were on the on the outs, and they find the Nancy Drew book that was used to do the code that the Black Hood sent the letter to Betty. But by the end of it, Hal's like, no, I know you like that book. I was buying it for you for a birthday gift. Of course, Betty doesn't ask anymore, like, why do you still have this apartment up for rent if you're back with Mom? And later, at the mayor debate, the Black Hood shows up, takes a few shots at Fred, and, who's there to save Betty from being shot, but Hal himself, saying, oh, look, there's the Black Hood, there's Hal, two different people. But at the end of the episode, Betty starts, questioning that, and she calls her dad up and says, hey, we still need to keep having that conversation about whether or not you're the Black Hood. So, is Hal connected to the Black Hood? Is it, the Black Hood the muscle of the operation, and Hal's the brains behind it? We'll find out in the next episode. And at the end of this one, who comes knocking on Cheryl's door but the Black Hood? So she really should have gotten that vigilante game of hers up and running. So hopefully in the next episode we'll have a better idea of who the Black Hood is. Apparently my theory didn't work out. I had theorized it was going to be some guy who was going to replace Sheriff Keller, some ex-cop, some convoluted backstory about how he lost his whole family to the scum of Riverdale, and he was going to run for sheriff. Archie was going to recognize him because of those eyes. Because of the eyes, the green eyes, they keep just driving into our skulls. But they brought in a new sheriff. He's this, schmuck who works for Hiram. And I don't think he's the Black Hood, because the Black Hood is white and the new sheriff is black. So, there goes my theory. Like I said, it was a pretty good episode. It did feel like one of those there to be there episodes, but it actually moved that storyline along, except for the shit with Veronica, which was just so goddamn boring. She's like, I'm rebelling against my father. Bitch, did you want to be part of the fucking mob life or not? Right? You gotta know what your fucking place is. I mean, you're too young for them to put that much faith into you. Get over yourself. And why is it her and Hiram? I mean, fucking Hermione is supposed to be the boss of that thing to begin with, right? Fucking at Riverdale and his fucking stories that go nowhere. Like I said, the stuff with the serpents and the black circle, where they're going to be locking heads over the, Fangs getting shot. That looks pretty interesting. And of course, the stuff with the Black Hood. Yeah, I want to see how Betty put the puzzle together, and we see her, we see the gears in her head turning. She calls her father back up and says, we still need to talk. So I am looking forward to the next episode, and I'll see you then.